Mr. Banks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Navy was the only service last year that failed to meet its recruit quality benchmarks and continues to fail to meet them again this year. FY 2024, for the first half of the fiscal year, the Navy is 35% short of its recruitment goal, and in FY 23 was 20% short of recruitment goals. Secretary Del Toro, why do you think the Navy has had so much more trouble hitting its recruiting goals than the Army or the Air Force? I don't like the Navy losing to the Army or the Air Force in anything, but especially when it comes to recruitment. Why are we struggling so much more than the other branches?
Well, first and foremost, Congressman, thank you for your question. I'm concerned about recruiting for all our military services. It's one team, one fight. Having said that, the Navy wasn't the only service last year to fall short on its recruiting goals.
You fell much further short than the other branches.
Last year, we began the year at 17,500, thinking we were going to fall short by 17,500. We were short by 7,500. This year, we started thinking that we would fall short by 16,400, and it looks like we're going to fall short maybe by 6,200. But what we haven't done is what we have done actually is we've increased the goal. So we've actually increased the goal by 7,000 to 40 is what it is. We're striving to meet the new higher 40,000 goal that we have actually established for ourselves.
If you're setting a goal and you're not meeting it, and the other branches are coming closer to reaching their goals, what are we learning from the Army and the Air Force that the Navy?
This isn't a numbers game, Congressman. I mean, we raised the goal to 40,000.
Secretary, you're turning it into a numbers game.
Well, but you're the one who brought this up. I mean, if the other services lowered their goals and met their goals,
I take it
and we hired our goals and we're striving to meet our goals, I think that's an admirable challenge, right?
So it's admirable
well, yes, we're trying to make up for the shortages that we had in previous years because it's all about filling billets at sea is what it's all about. And that's what we're striving to do.
I would love to have a Secretary of the Navy come before us and talk about how you're disappointed that you're not reaching your goals and what you're going to do to reach them. So let me ask you.
I think you misunderstood what I said,
Secretary, let me ask you a different way.
No, but I think it's important for me to go on the record and say you misunderstood what I said.
Doing to meet your goals?
I said we raised our recruiting goals to 40,000.
Answer my question.
And we're striving to meet them.
Please answer my question. What are you doing to meet your goals that you're not doing? What are you going to do to meet those goals?
Well, we've actually we're about to fill all our recruiting billets, for example. We're taking a lot of lessons learned from the Marine Corps, for example. We've actually made numerous process changes, actually, to try to get us to a better place. And I'd be happy to have the CNO add additional details to that list.
I'll stick with you, Secretary.
Okay.
You said that fighting climate change is the Navy's, quote, top priority.
No, sir, that's not correct. I said it is one of the Navy's top priorities, not the top priority.
Okay. Is it still a top priority?
Absolutely, it's still a top priority.
Where does recruitment fall into your priority list? Is it above?
Recruitment is also a top priority as well, too. I have numerous top priorities in the Department of the Navy that I have to worry about on any given day.
So what about delays in shipbuilding? Is that more of a priority than climate change or less?
Actually, we've made significant changes in delays in maintenance days at shipyards to actually try to get these ships out of the shipyards quicker.
Secretary, you don't seem to be too concerned about recruitment, which is really bad.
I am significantly concerned about recruiting. We've actually made a huge difference. I just told you that we started the year off at 16,400.
Are you worried, Secretary, are you worried that the Navy shrinking by another 5,000 sailors can make it harder to deter communist China? Are you worried about that?
Actually, I just told you we're trying to increase our goal to 40,000 and recruit to that so that we have more sailors to close the gaps at sea so that we can be even more combat ready.
All right, I got 1 minute left. What are you going to do to meet the Navy's recruitment goals in FY 2024?
It's all hands on deck with all the processes and everything that we've put in place to actually shorten that goal. And we're actually 2,500 ahead. We are actually 2,500 ahead than where we were last year. So I hope that we get to meet our goals.
Are you going to meet your goal in FY 2024?
We're doing everything we can. I don't have a crystal ball.
What is everything that you can? What does that mean? What are you doing?
That means that I'm putting all our resources, that we have made dramatic improvements in how we recruit. We've taken lessons from the Marine Corps as well, too, to meet our goals.
What are those lessons?
And we are actually doing 2,500 better this year than we were last year. So we have 6 months left in the calendar year, basically, to get to the fiscal year, more or less. And we will continue to actually decrease that gap until we get close. But it's all hands on deck is what it is.
You haven't given me a single concrete answer to how you're going to meet those recruits.
I think I've given you many concrete answers.
A lot of hot air. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield.
Well, we'd be happy to work with your staff to provide you even more answers, Congressman.
Gentleman.